Good morning, YouTube. It is March 20th, 2022, Saturday morning-ish. It's 11:30 a.m. I guess that's still technically morning. I thought I'd get out the door a little quicker than this, but as well as packing up my eBay orders, I also was reviewing some of my recent vlogs and updating my what do you call it? I forget what the hell it's called. I guess the information, video description. And it's in different places depending on how you're accessing YouTube. And I think unfortunately on a lot of the smart TV-based platforms, I don't think you can even access it, which sucks, but such is the nature of smart TV YouTube apps. I know when I first got my Sony Android TV, that was one of my big disappointments of it. When I started using it with YouTube, I was really excited. I'm like, oh, this can do YouTube directly from my new TV with my remote. That's amazing, and it's 4K. I can actually watch 4K videos in 4K. This will be amazing, and for just simply passively watching, it is amazing. I remember one of the first things I watched on YouTube when I got that smart TV was oh man, I'm trying to remember the name of the band. They're the guys that did the Marble Machine, and if you don't know what that is, search it up. I want to say Wintergarten. I don't know. They're Northern European, but anyway, really talented band. And they had a full-length concert that they had just released in 4K, and that was absolutely amazing to watch. But yeah, pretty disappointed to find out that the Android TV app gives absolutely no access to either the video descriptions or the comment section. Because I don't know, to me half the fun of YouTube is scrolling to the comments on a given video and either giving my 2 cents or giving my 2 cents about somebody else's 2 cents. But so yeah, if you're on one of those platforms, you can't see it. But if you're watching on either a tablet or a smartphone app, or actually using a laptop or a desktop computer, do whatever you do, clicking below the video to see the video descriptions, because I do generally put more information there. At the bare minimum, I try to put the day, the date, and the time that the video starts. So I'm doing everything in real time like this. Well, not real time, as that would be like live streaming, but since I'm doing everything just on editing, just gives you an idea of when whatever you're watching actually happened, as opposed to when I get around to uploading it on YouTube. Although, hey, in the last couple days, I've been way better than ever at uploading things quickly. But I think that's more a testament of how much I have no life at the moment than it is how great I'm running this YouTube channel. But anyway, anyway, so yeah, I was working on my got my orders packaged up. Oh, look, it's a malt liquor can. Woohoo! Is that in the frame? There. Wait, I don't see it in the video. Oh, there it is. Okay. This screen on this phone is really hard to see when I shoot video in the daytime, or try to use it in the daytime. And I think I got the brightness cranked up all the way. It's a very glossy, reflective screen, and it's just not so bright in the sun. Even though today is kind of overcast, the sun is just always kind of bright here in Arizona. So anyway, yeah, so I worked on those, and gave a couple of videos titles beyond just the Dan and the vlog and the number, and and got my eBay orders packaged up. I'm just talking in circles here. I gotta get some focus. So yeah, it's 11:30 a.m. Girlfriend's still not home, and I guess I shouldn't be in the slightest bit surprised by that. And I don't even know why I still call her my girlfriend. It's pretty clear she's changed from girlfriend to roommate from hell. But I never noticed this particular canal box. That's pretty nice. I can really hear the water rushing through it. See the water in it. It's kind of hard to see it through the grill of the video, but I can see it with my eyes. It's one thing I love about this part of town is how it's this is very much an old agricultural area that used to be farmland, and it still has the SRP canal infrastructure, which is not drinking water, but I guess they call it gray water that's suitable for irrigation and watering. Which reminds me, there was a post, one of the local news channels, I want to say 12, but it could have been 5, could have been 10. Anyway, one of the local news channels had put up a post. It's one of those clickbaity kind of things on YouTube. It was about a week and a half ago. Talking about Arizona being short on water. Talking about how Arizona is short on water, and would a good solution be no longer watering golf courses? And I just talk about exposing the ignorance of people on YouTube, and specifically Phoenicians and Arizonans on YouTube. It's just most people were just ripping apart the concept of golf courses, ripping apart, oh yeah, that's what's golf courses in the desert, that's just the stupidest thing ever, that's destroying, yeah. For those who don't know, pretty much every golf course in Arizona uses canal water. It's recycled water. It's not drinking water. It's a really fractional amount of the water in Maricopa County, and it doesn't. Any potential shortage of drinking water and water for other things is just really not impacted by golf courses. But what is impacted by golf courses, I don't know why I'm talking about golf courses. Oh yeah, because I walked by some canal stuff. What is greatly impacted by golf courses is the economy here. And you all probably can't hear me because it's windy. And I did listen to one of my videos that I shot while it was windy, and all I could hear was wind noise. But I'm just going to keep going because that's what I do. Ooh, the wind's kicking up. Maybe I'm not. Anyway, so as I was saying, the golf courses, I'm not a fan of golf. I'm not a golfer, but I've been in the valley long enough to recognize what a huge impact golfing and golf courses have on the economy here. And it's insane because it's an insane notion that whatever local news station would even put that up on as a community post in YouTube as a talking point. I mean, as a news station, it would seem to me that their job is to educate people about the fact that golf courses use gray water and not drinking water, and that golf courses are a huge contributor to the economy here. Instead of trying to further vilify them, But yeah, so much of the tourism in Arizona would end. People travel from all over the United States and even farther to golf in Phoenix in the wintertime when other places are snowed in and golfing is not an option. Now, granted, there's not a lot of people using golf courses here in the summer, but hey, if you can tough out the heat, you can go golfing on world-class golf courses at a pretty low expense. So that's a thing too.
Wait.
You wait. No, I'll wait. These guys will plow me down if I go. Oh, and in case I didn't mention it, I'm headed to the post office with my eBay orders, both of which are late, but at least I'm getting them shipped. Yeah, one of them is a CD I'm making very little money on. The other one is a VHS tape, and I saw the message about the payout on it. I'm actually, after I get done paying for shipping, I'll be losing money on it. What I'm collecting is less than what I get for shipping, and then what. I'm not explaining the equation very well, but basically there's an amount that the people pay. I always include shipping in my price just because it seemed to have notably increased my sales when I started just tagging everything as, hey, this is free shipping, this is free shipping. And then I don't know what the percentage is that eBay takes out, but I know whatever after their commission, the amount that got deposited to my checking account for that VHS tape is less than what it's going to cost me to ship it. But whatever. Hopefully they at least leave me positive feedback. But since I'm like a week and a half late shipping their tape, it probably won't. And maybe I'd have been ahead to just cancel the order, but this thing's been up for sale on my eBay for probably over a year, and I'm just ready to move it on to somebody that wants to have it. I'm kind of sad I didn't get more money out of it. It's a factory sealed tape and a fairly rare one, but I think it's a Fred Astaire movie, and modern society's generally not into that kind of classic cinema, especially not on a VHS tape. So anyway, I was talking about golf courses. I don't know that I have much more to say about that other than the notion that it would help potential water shortages in Phoenix to eliminate golf courses is absolutely ridiculous. As eliminating golf courses would just horribly hurt the economy here and cause many people to lose their jobs. Not only people that work for golf courses, but it would hurt the travel industry, the transportation industry, the restaurant industry, the hotel industry. The trickle down effect of it would be really bad, especially for Scottsdale and also Carefree. I mean, just imagining how much money would not be coming to the valley from tourist dollars and from people out of state if the Phoenix Open was eliminated. I mean, I remember one of the best weeks I ever had as a cab driver was, I forget what year it was, but it's probably about 14 years ago-ish. And I forget who I was driving for, probably VIP taxi. But everybody was so hyped because the Super Bowl was in Phoenix that year. And I didn't even drive to, it was at the arena in Glendale. Yeah, I'm not really trying to be in Glendale. And I heard so many cab drivers went to Glendale and lined up trying to get fares coming out of the Super Bowl. And for the most part, they just queued up in line and sat, waited, which is not a good way to make money if you're a cab driver. When that happened, I just happened to be in Old Town Scottsdale. and I was absolutely busy. Like, just, there were so many people just trying to flag me as a cab driver, and then dispatch was absolutely popping. And granted, this is before Uber and Lyft were really a thing, so it's been a while ago. But yeah, dispatch was absolutely popping. Like, for the most part, I was just driving around and letting people flag me down. But at any moment that I dropped somebody off, and there wasn't somebody right near them trying to flag me down and get in my cab, I just picked calls right off of dispatch. I'm just like, told them where I was, and they gave me a call. Boom, and didn't have to chase nothing. Like, it just supply and demand. All the people were so hyped about, all the other cab drivers were so hyped about, ooh, Super Bowl, that they left no supply of cabs in Tempe and Scottsdale at a time when there was definitely already increased demand, and a lot of that stemming from the Phoenix Open, because that was the last day of the Phoenix Open. And then the Phoenix Open was the whole week going up to that, and made so much money on the Phoenix Open. Now, granted, some of that came from the fact that the very first day of it, I picked up a passenger that was some kind of a promoter or a manager or something, who didn't manage golfers, but she managed other professional athletes. And for whatever reason, the Phoenix Open just attracts a lot of professional athletes from other sports, as well as a lot of other celebrities to come watch it. It's not the. I don't know much about professional golf. I know it's not one of the biggest tournaments in terms of just deciding who the best golfer is, but it's certainly as golfing tournaments go, it's probably one of the biggest spectacles that there is, just because it's such a party atmosphere, and it just tends to draw so many celebrities and people from outside of golf, and I feel like I've missed out because I've never gone to it. But again, I'm not a fan of golf, but everybody I know that's ever gone to check out the Phoenix Open has been just come back talking about just what an amazingly great time it was. And I don't think many of them were really watching the golf. They were just enjoying the party. Anyway, yeah, this woman, and I hate that I didn't keep in touch with her after that week. Not that I'm still a cab driver or even can be a cab driver at this point, but I was a cab driver for quite a bit after that, and it just seemed like, that's one thing I feel like I fail at, is just networking and getting myself into better places in life. I've come across so many people that I feel like I've had a really positive impact on, and have impressed, and just I just lose touch with them. I lose touch with them. I mean, I could name drop celebrities on that list, But anyway, so yeah, I don't remember her name. All I know is that she represented a lot of professional athletes, and being that I'm not really into sports, most of these people, when they got in my cab, I had no idea who they were, but I knew they were famous, mostly famous baseball players, and they tipped me very, very, very well. I mean, paid the meter rate for everything and just threw huge tips on top of that. And were calling me directly on my cell phone. And between her and then people she was representing that she was calling for me to go pick up, I feel like I made like $400, $500 a day off the Phoenix Open as a cab driver. So yeah, indirect benefit of the golf industry here in Phoenix is huge. All right, so that is totally not what I was going to talk about. It's amazing how my mind wanders when I see something that makes me think of something else. Oh gosh, but it's nice when something can take my mind off of the constant wondering of where the fuck my girlfriend is and whose bed she's in, since she's not in mine. And how much of a hypocrite am I that I'm worried about that, when primarily what I was out looking to do last night was land in somebody else's bed. But I wouldn't have been what I was doing if she hadn't stayed out all night the night before and then climbed in bed with me and teased me and got me very turned on and excited, and then just basically left to purchase and download music for somebody else's karaoke show. Yeah, I gotta sort that out, because I'm mentally not in a happy place, and that's a big part of it. Even more so than my lack of transportation. So that was kind of a weird realization for me yesterday when I realized that it's not significantly farther to walk to the Hideaway than it is to walk to this post office. And I guess it's just because I walk to this post office so frequently, but usually when I go to the Hideaway, I take a substantial portion of the trip by bus. And that's just due to the location of bus routes. The street that I've been walking on pretty much the entire duration of this trip, even when I was walking along the green belt there by the canal infrastructure and along the bushes and stuff, that's adjacent to 48th Street, and this here is 48th Street, and 48th Street doesn't have a bus route. And to be fair, there's probably not a whole lot of demand for a bus route here, but I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like it's something that should be there. There's a street. It's a significantly busy street. Should have a bus route. Almost every other, most other cities I've lived in, particularly Denver. That's kind of my biggest biggest point of comparison for public transit, because when I lived in, pretty much the entire time I lived in Denver, I didn't have a vehicle. And in most parts of Denver, any street with this size with this much traffic would have a bus route, even if it's not one that runs very frequently. But here in Phoenix, most of the major streets run at a low frequency comparable to what would be on streets like this in Denver. Which would be a low frequency minor route, 30 with buses every 30 minutes. I mean, like that's how most of the major streets are here in Phoenix. So this is said it a million times. This is an awful place to try to get by with public transit, and that's why I walk this so much, is just because there's no interesting yard sale going on there. It's because there is no bicycle trailers. That's neat. And check this out. Speaking of bus routes and bus stops, so this platform, these are along most of the length of 48th Street, and that's clear provision for a bus stop. Like, that's what that is. That's why that sidewalk gets wider there and goes to decorative brick instead of just plain cement. So obviously, Phoenix city planners, when they last worked on the street and put the sidewalk in, envisioned a bus route here. But it's not important to our city manager or our city council or Mayor Kate, because, I don't think any of them ever ride a bus. So the reason I pretty much always walk to this post office is because in order for me to ride a bus here, I would have to do the almost half-mile walk from my apartment over to 44th Street, and then take 44th Street south to Van Buren. And 44th Street is not a route that runs very frequently, and I bitch and complain about that all the time. And then I would have to catch the Van Buren bus and go a little over a half mile to the east, and also Van Buren east of 32nd Street. That's one of those routes that doesn't have full coverage for the full route, but points east of 32nd Street also has very very infrequent service. And for whatever reason, that stretch of Van Buren is, the service is spotty. It's just really, really spotty. Those buses just simply tend to not run on time, and quite often don't run at all. So yeah, I always walk this. It's just long ago realized that I end up, more likely than not, I'm end up just getting here faster walking. Whereas if it's in the daytime, or if it's during the time when buses are running, I can usually get to the hideaway quicker by using bus, even if I just do the mile and a half from 44th to 32nd, going down Thomas Road. And again, Thomas is one of those routes as well that doesn't have full coverage for the full street. 44th Street is where the full coverage starts at. So bus frequency, it sucks on the weekends, but I think it's just every 30 minutes on Saturday and Sunday. But during the weekdays, bus frequency is pretty good, especially in the daytime, pretty good, going between 44th Street and 32nd Street. Speaking of 32nd Street and Thomas, I saw something very, very interesting there. As I was riding the bus home yesterday from Bullock's, and I don't think I've mentioned it. It's a coffee shop, I think. Call it a coffee shop. Looked like a coffee shop, but with a total marijuana theme. They sell CBD there. I don't think they sell weed. In fact, what I saw, it was their whole thing is bring your own weed. So they're not a dispensary, but they have a patio where it's completely acceptable to come in and smoke your own weed and hang out and socialize. And it just looks like looks like an interesting hangout. I was reading the reviews of it and looking at the pictures, and I definitely want to swing by there and kind of check it out, see what the scene's like. They also talked about how they kind of had music and music events, and maybe it's a different kind of place where I could have a karaoke show. It's possible. I once upon a time I did have a karaoke show, and this is probably about 15 years ago. But I did have a karaoke show at a coffee shop in Glendale. It was called the Mighty Cup, and that show actually had a pretty solid turnout. If memory serves, it was on Tuesday early evenings, which, oh man, that made the drive there hellish, because I was dealing with the worst of rush hour traffic going from Tempe, where I lived at the time, to downtown Glendale. But totally worth it. And the largest supporters of that show was actually a motorcycle gang of a motorcycle club of sober riders. So that was pretty wild. But yeah, I miss those guys. In fact, there was one guy that used to come there a lot, and I chatted with the most. I can't remember his name because it's been well over a decade ago, but maybe just about 8 years older than me. Big Beatles fan. And him and I used to do Beatles songs together. And he knew the songs well enough, and I knew the songs well enough that we would take the harmonies and just kind of decide who was going to do the high harmony and the low harmony. And God, that was so much fun. I really miss that. Really miss doing that. Really miss singing Beatles songs with that guy. I remember one time we sang "And Your Bird Can Sing." Actually, I think we did it a few times. Sang "And Your Bird Can Sing," which I'm really into music. I'm really into all kinds of music, and I can't think of any other song that has more interesting vocal harmonies than "And Your Bird Can Sing" by the Beatles. And I'm not educated enough in music theory to even fully explain what the hell happens in that song, but it's different. It's really different. and just the harmonies are. It's not a simple melody line at all. They're all singing different melodies that create chords through the harmonies that it's, oh man. On that note, I might have to, once I get to the post office, oh darn, I didn't bring my Sennheiser headphones with me. I was thinking about it. I just got my lone single earbud in my left pocket, which is almost always in my left pocket. But whatever. I feel like I need to hear that song because I haven't heard it in a while, and now it's just echoing loudly through my head. Yeah. So I've done karaoke shows at a coffee shop. Did that once, and it was successful. I also did one once at a pizza place that was a hookah lounge. Now, granted, they did serve beer there in the daytime, so a little closer to a karaoke bar, but it really wasn't. And that was a late night show. I continued the show well after the time when they served booze. So, kind of itching to have another karaoke show right now. And I'm not sure how I'd handle the actual logistics of it, since I still don't have a car, but I feel like at least I've managed to get enough ahead from working at Amazon in the last couple months that if needed, I can afford to rent a vehicle or pay for rideshare to move my stuff, or maybe get Ruth to help me out again. Haven't heard from her in a while. Anyway, I'm at the post office. Thanks for coming with me on the walk. Ooh, angle of that sidewalk always kind of messes me up. Thanks for coming with me on the walk and trying to convince myself things get better. And I gotta admit, at least in spite of the fact that I don't know who my girlfriend is, and I spent another sad, lonely, depressing night by myself last night, I feel like I am overall having a good day. And it always feels good to walk to the post office.